There's a wealth formula you've never been taught. Not in school, not at work, not anywhere. And the strange part? It's simple enough that once you hear it, you'll wonder how you missed it for so long. In this video, you're going to uncover the steps that quietly separate people who break through from people who stay stuck even when they're trying their hardest. Brian Tracy often hints that wealth is built on a few core principles, but one of those principles is almost always overlooked. So listen closely. Every minute of this video builds toward that final piece, the one that might shift everything for you too. Let's start with some honesty. Being broke isn't just about not having money. It's also about mindset. Brian Tracy often says, "Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world." Think about that for a second. If your bank account is empty, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, chances are your mind is running on empty too. You might be carrying limiting beliefs like, "I'll never be rich," or "People like me don't succeed." And here's the kicker. Those beliefs become self-fulfilling prophecies. The good news? Beliefs can be changed. And once they shift, everything else follows. That's why the very first step in Brian Tracy's blueprint isn't about money at all. It's about rewiring how you think about yourself and your future. Step 1. Set clear, written financial goals. Vague goals lead to vague results. If you just say, "I want to be rich someday," your brain has nothing to work with. Tracy teaches that wealth begins with clarity. So grab a notebook and write this down. I will become financially independent by a specific date. I will achieve this by saving X dollars, investing in Y, and earning through Z. Let me give you an example. Imagine two friends, Alex and Jordan. Both broke, both in the same dead-end job. Alex says, "One day I'll make it big." Jordan, inspired by Tracy, writes down, "I will save $500 a month, invest in index funds, and build a business that earns $100,000 a year by 2030. Fast forward 10 years. Who do you think made it? Exactly, Jordan. Because clarity creates direction, and direction creates momentum. Step 2. Take full responsibility for your life. Brian Tracy doesn't sugarcoat this one. He says the moment you stop blaming others, your boss, the economy, your parents, the government, and take 100% responsibility, your life changes. Picture it like driving a car. If you keep saying traffic controls your destination, you'll never get anywhere. But once you grab the wheel, you can steer. Yes, you might have had a tough start, maybe debt, maybe poor circumstances. But Tracy reminds us, it doesn't matter where you're coming from. All that matters is where you're going. And here's a surprising fact. Most self-made millionaires started in rough conditions. A study by Fidelity found that 88% of millionaires are self-made. They didn't inherit their wealth. They took control and created it. Step 3. Develop the habit of saving and investing. This is where the rubber meets the road. Tracy teaches the pay yourself first principle, meaning before you pay bills, before you splurge, you set aside at least 10 to 20% of your income. Now you might be thinking, but I barely have enough as it is. That's exactly why this works. Even saving a tiny percentage builds discipline. Here's a quick story. Tracy once met a man who started saving just $25 a month in his 20s. He increased it slowly, invested consistently, and by retirement he was a millionaire. Not because he won the lottery, but because of compounding. Albert Einstein called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. And he was right. If you save $500 a month at an average 8% return, in 30 years you'll have over $700,000. That's the power of starting small and staying consistent. Step 4. Increase your earning ability. Here's where most people get it wrong. They focus only on cutting expenses. But Brian Tracy says, you can't save your way to wealth if your income never grows. Your income is directly tied to one thing, your value in the marketplace. The more valuable your skills, the higher your pay. Think about it. Why does a neurosurgeon earn 20 times more than a cashier? Not because of luck, but because they spent years building rare, valuable skills. So ask yourself, how can I double my value? Maybe it's learning coding, sales, digital marketing, or public speaking. Tracy suggests dedicating at least 1 hour a day to learning. That's 365 hours a year, almost equivalent to a full university course. And it can skyrocket your earning ability. Remember this, the market pays you for results, not effort. Step 5. Live below your means. Sounds boring, right? But it's the foundation of wealth. Tracy calls this financial discipline. Imagine you earn $5,000 a month. If you spend $4,900, you're rich in lifestyle but poor in reality. If you spend $3,000 and invest the rest, you're building future wealth. There's a great saying, rich people buy assets, poor people buy liabilities. Assets are things that put money in your pocket. Stocks, real estate, businesses. Liabilities take money out. Cars, gadgets, fancy dinners. Here's a quick test. If you stopped working today, would that purchase continue to make you money or drain your money? That's how you know if it's an asset or liability. Step 6. Build multiple streams of income. Relying on one paycheck is like standing on one leg, shaky and risky. Tracy stresses the importance of multiple income sources. This doesn't mean juggling 5 jobs. It means creating systems. For example, your main job or business, investments in stocks or real estate, a side hustle like freelancing, online courses, or e-commerce. Did you know the average millionaire has at least 7 income streams? That's why when one stream dries up, the others keep flowing. Step 7. Surround yourself with the right people. Here's a hard truth. Your income is often the average of your 5 closest friends. If everyone around you is broke, negative, or careless with money, guess what? You'll end up the same. Brian Tracy says, your network is your net worth. So start spending time with people who inspire you, who are ahead of you financially, who talk about ideas instead of gossip. It's not about using people. It's about learning their habits, their mindset, and absorbing success through association. Being around ambitious, disciplined people pushes you to raise your standards without even realizing it. You'll notice they make different choices, like reading instead of binge watching, investing instead of spending, and those habits rub off on you. Networking events, mastermind groups, or even online communities can be goldmines for this. Remember, success is contagious, but so is failure. So choose wisely who you let influence your daily life. Step 8. Work like it all depends on you. This is where grit comes in. Tracy emphasizes hard work, not busy work, not just clocking in hours, but focused, disciplined effort. He shares a rule called the 40+ principle. Work 40 hours to survive, and the extra hours you dedicate to learning, building, and hustling are what make you wealthy. Think about this. If you spent just 2 extra hours a day building a side income, that's 730 hours a year. That's enough to launch a business, write a book, or master a skill that could change your financial life forever. And here's the thing. Most people overestimate what they can do in a week, but underestimate what they can do in a year. Those extra hours compound just like money does. Tracy often points out that consistent effort, even when it feels small, creates unstoppable momentum over time. So instead of chasing get-rich-quick shortcuts, commit to outworking your old self day after day. Hard work may not look glamorous, but it's the secret ingredient separating dreamers from doers. Step 9. Practice continuous learning. The world changes fast. Skills expire. Industries collapse. Tracy says the key to long-term wealth is lifelong learning. Read books, listen to audiobooks, take online courses. Even just reading 30 minutes a day puts you in the top percentage of learners. In fact, most CEOs read at least 1 book a week. Coincidence? I don't think so. Tracy puts it simply, those who learn more, earn more. And here's the kicker. Learning isn't just about money. It sharpens your thinking, makes you more adaptable, and opens doors you didn't even know existed. A single book, podcast, or seminar can give you one idea that changes your entire financial trajectory. Plus, investing in knowledge has the highest ROI of all, because once a skill is in your brain, nobody can take it away. If you treat your mind like a growing asset, just like a stock portfolio, it compounds in value over time. Step 10. Never quit. This might be the most important part of the blueprint, because here's the truth. You will fail. You'll make bad investments, lose money, face rejection, maybe even go broke again. But the difference between those who end up rich and those who stay poor is persistence. Tracy calls it the iron law of success. If you keep going, keep adjusting, keep learning, wealth becomes inevitable. Remember Thomas Edison? He failed 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. Imagine if he quit at attempt 999. And here's something powerful. Every failure leaves behind a lesson that becomes part of your future success. Tracy often says that temporary defeat is not permanent failure. It's feedback. The people who win big are not the ones who never fall, but the ones who refuse to stay down. So when the road feels long, remind yourself, Quitting guarantees failure, but persistence guarantees progress. That's why never quit is more than advice. It's the backbone of every wealth story. You might be thinking, well, that works for others, but not me. But Brian Tracy's blueprint has been tested by thousands of people from every background. Poor immigrants, single parents, young students, even people who went bankrupt. Many turned their lives around using these principles because wealth is a formula, and formulas work if you follow them. Listening to this, nodding your head, even getting inspired, none of it matters if you don't take action. The first dollar saved, the first goal written, the first book read. Those are the small sparks that ignite the fire. As Brian Tracy says, if you can dream it, you can do it, but only if you get started. Like this video if you're ready for changes in your life. Let this action mean that you've already taken the first powerful step toward wealth and success. This is the Money Channel. You will get richer.